Hello and welcome to How Not to Suck at Sim Racing. Is this you? And is this you? And is this you? Then here are some tips and tricks to help you. Now the first thing is consistency. Consistency is one of the best things for sim racing. As you can see here, I've got lap after lap within a second from each other. And now for you guys, even if your lap times are slower, consistency is still the best thing you can do to be better at racing and suck less. Literally, as long as you stay consistent, you're guaranteed to be a higher place than you started. And for example, I've got a video here of me where I start 19th and I finish second. All because I stayed consistent. I barely had that many overtakes during this race. You guys can literally go watch this video on YouTube along with many of my other ones where I mostly start from the back of the race, but always end up finishing within around the top 5. This is all because I stay consistent. I stay out of corner, I stay out of crashing, okay? So this is one of the biggest things you guys can do. On to our next section, braking, okay? Always hit your braking points. It doesn't matter where the person in front of you is braking. If they're braking later than you, just hit your braking points. Because a lot of the time the car in front of you is under pressure, so it will cause them to want to brake later to keep that lead. Or a lot of the time, especially in public lobbies, they are scared the person behind them is going to hit them, so they're just going to naturally brake later to try open that gap. So always just hit your braking points. Don't brake where they brake or try to brake later than them, because a lot of the time that will cause both of you to just go off. So always just hit your braking points, because a lot of the time that person in front of you will brake too late and then just go off, and that's a free position for you because you hit your braking point, so you know you're going to make that corner. So without any moves or anything, you just get that corner out of pure pressure. The only circumstance where this isn't true is if the person in front of you is constantly making the corners. If they're braking later than you and making those corners, then that's when you start to think, okay, maybe I'm just braking too early. I should start braking a little bit later. But don't jump a lot later. Jump little bits at a time so you can feel how right it is to make that corner and how late you can possibly go. Now onto our next section, rough driving. Now this is something really important, especially with new drivers. Try your best not to hit any other cars, okay? Because I know in real life you'll see other cars nudging, close fighting, but when you're new to the game, you're not going to be at that level. If you're forcing other cars off track, you are a bad driver. Like if down a straight, if you're side by side, this happens a lot where one of the cars will start to push the other car next to it off the track, which can cause them to go into the grass, which can cause them to slip out, lose control, and then both end in a crash. Or they were trying to be turning back onto the track, and then the game will have a bit of a bug, and then you both end up spinning out because of the collision physics. Basically, don't force other cars off the track, or don't cut cars off in the corner. If there's a car on the inside of you, they're on the inside of you. Even if, by the rules, the car has to be a certain distance beside you, this isn't real life, this is a game. A lot of people aren't going to follow those exact rules. So always just to be cautious is what I'm trying to say. Especially if you're new and you're in new lobbies, be cautious. And also remember, these are real people. So if you nudge someone, they will most likely nudge you back. People get very heated very easily, especially in a game like this. So the less contact you make with someone, the less contact they are most likely to make with you. And if someone makes contact with you, don't make contact back. Because if you make contact back, that just heats it back up more and more, and literally 9 times out of 10, you will both end up crashing. If someone nudges you out the way, then it's bad luck. You just better off trying not to nudge them back. Unless they full nudge you and then you spin them into the wall. There's a fine line there. But basically, try keep contact to a minimum, especially if you're new. Build safety rating and cleaner races, meaning higher finishes. So please just focus on keeping a distance from other drivers, giving everyone space. Don't dive if you can't dive. So many times people dive for corners and then just don't make the corner. Hit the other car and both crash. Like, only start diving when you start learning to brake, because so many new beginners will just be like, oh, there's an opening, if there's a gap, you go for it, or else you're not a race driver. They will send it. Literally, will always crash. But also I will say, if you ever get dive bombed, just honestly, just pull out of it. Unless you can clearly see they are going to make the corner, go straight. If you have to, just go straight through the corner. Just don't get hit. You'll damage your car. Even though they were the idiots that did it, just try to keep your car in one piece. Now onto our final rule, blue flags. If you are fighting with a faster car and you're on blue flag, then you are one of the worst drivers in the game. If you're on blue flag and there's a faster car approaching, let them pass and don't fight them. So many cars in this game, I reckon more than half the cars under blue flags will just fight the faster cars because they're so inexperienced that they don't care about the blue flags. I've literally seen chats of people saying, it doesn't matter, it's my race, why would it affect me? But it affects other people's races, which is honestly one of the number one reasons that makes you a bad driver. Because you're a less experienced driver trying to fight with a guy knowing faster lines. So if you try to push those faster lines, you will most end up causing a crash, spinning yourself out, and then crashing out possibly the faster car, which a lot of the time would be the leader of the race, which is the worst thing you can do. But also, if you are getting chased down by a blue flagged car, just let them pass. There is literally no negative to letting them past you. You fight them, you lose time to a car that literally wouldn't even change your position if they let them past you. And if you do let them past you, that's free slipstream you could be using right there because they're a faster car. And which could end up having you catch up to someone who is on your lap and then possibly fighting and overtaking them. Basically, if you're on blue flag with a faster car behind you, let them pass. If there's a blue flag car that's faster behind you, let them pass. Basically, don't fight with blue flag cars. That is one of the worst things you can do as a driver. That will make you a bad driver if you're fighting with other people as a blue flag. And that ends it there. There are plenty of other things to do. Always if you know something you could do better, please do try to do it better. But try to follow as many of these as you can, because the best thing for racing is clean racing. Having good race, everyone finishes the race feeling good. So especially if you're new to the game, this is something that can definitely help you improve better positions, better driver, more likable driver. So always just keep all these things in mind. And thank you guys for watching.